What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about everything regarding the leaks and people talking about the game is getting canceled, and give my take on everything regarding what has happened with the game so far. So, this person right here is a very credible leaker. That's what everyone's saying. I fact checked it. Everyone's saying this person is very credible, and that's the only reason I'm making this video, and that's the only reason that this has become a hot topic. So, to summarize this very quickly, he's basically just saying Kombat Pack 3 was planned, but it's going to get canceled after 2 because, as you can see right here, if I bring the other one up right here, someone said thanks for the info, and he's wondering why it's getting canceled, and the leaker said Chaos Reign sold poorly. Now, let's address these things right here first. I definitely do believe Chaos Reign sold poorly, and that is no one's fault but theirs. It was a half-baked DLC. The story ended way too fast. They still did not introduce more features to the game like they should have. And another thing, who cares about Havoc? No one cares about Havoc. Like, y'all based it off of a character that's not popular. Yeah, y'all tried to buff him to brokenness, maybe to make people care about him more, but first of all, it was just a very terribly planned DLC. No one cares about Havoc, and no one cares about, the story. The story wasn't good. So it definitely disappointed a lot of casual players because the story just wasn't good. I don't want to say it wasn't good. It was just half-baked. Everyone by the end of it was like, that's it. And it was an okay story. It was cool if it would have kept going, but it was very lazy. So, again, that is no one's fault but theirs. Now let's discuss what happened after this got leaked. So, why a lot of people are thinking this is true is because after this got leaked, there was no communication from NetherRealm, as per usual. And this is one of the problems I have personally with how they handle things. They are very, very, very bad at communicating. Like, unnaturally bad at communicating. If you really care about your supporters, if you really care about the people that are keeping the company afloat, the least you can do is respond. And their response to all of this information was announcing the combat. They were announcing the Pro Tour early. So a couple of days ago, after the information got announced, they announced that I keep saying Kombat Pack Pro Tour, but they announced that the Pro Tour Season 2 was announced for the beginning of next year. That's all they've said since this information has came out. So a lot of people are thinking that this is real because they aren't addressing it. And the combat, I keep saying it again, the Pro Tour Season 2 looks like it's going to be their farewell. That's what a lot of people think. So it's either one of these three. One, they don't want to address the rumors because it's just lies. They think it's lies and they don't want to address it. Two, it really is canceled and they're being silent about it because they don't want to deal with the backlash. And three, it could be that they just announced the Pro Tour early to try to deflect from everything that's going on. Let me know what you think it is in the comments, 1, 2, or 3. But now let's talk about who this affects and is this a terrible thing? A lot of people need to realize that this doesn't matter to them. I see so many people mad, so many people trying to bash the game even more, this, that, and the other. But a lot of people, this information doesn't matter to you. What you need to understand, what a lot of people need to understand is Mortal Kombat has reached a different realm of success overall. The fact is, Mortal Kombat is like Call of Duty. Mortal Kombat is like Apple. There's somebody right now that buys that Apple phone, that freaking Apple phone every year with dang near the same feature, the camera tweaked a little bit, a new setting or something. They buy that same different phone every year just because it's Apple. There's a lot of people that use Apple just because it's Apple. There's a lot of people, somebody right now, everybody got that one friend. All they do is play COD. That's all that person do is play COD. And he's going to buy that new COD no matter what. If it's bad, if it's good, it doesn't freaking matter. That person is going to buy COD. And that is the success realm that Mortal Kombat has reached. They know every time that they drop a game, it's going to sell Because guess what? It's Mortal Kombat. Even you watching this video right now, if you are mad about this, yeah, I'm saying you, if you're a person that is mad about this, you could be furious about this. You could be very mad about this. But guess what? Guess what? You're still buying Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 12. I know you are. And they know you are. All those people sitting around that round table that discuss logistics, numbers, and all these things, they know at the end of the day, you're still going to buy Mortal Kombat, regardless if you're mad or not. So they know that they can get away with some things that other companies can't. And they do. So at the end of the day, this doesn't affect a lot of people. This affects a very small percentage of the community, because the only right that people have to be mad is the fact that Ed Boon and the team, they keep saying, I'm going to say Ed Boon because he's the spokesperson. In MK11, this is the cycle repeating. He said in MK11 that they want the game to last for years, and boom, it didn't. So when the game ended early, a lot of players' excuse was, or a lot of people's excuses was that, okay, the game ended early because they want the next Mortal Kombat to last for years. That's what they want. So then this game comes out, and literally a week or two ago, he said that, yeah, we're supporting this game for years and years to come. I think it was like 3 to 4 weeks ago. He said that they were going to support this game. There was going to be some more stuff after Combat Pack 2. They really want this game to last for years, which I don't know why they keep saying this, but this is what Boone said, and now we got all this information. So if you're mad about that, I get that. But if you're the casual fan that plays Mortal Kombat for 2 or 3 months, and then you're done, and you might come back every once in a while, this information does nothing for you. This means nothing to you, because if this is true, all this means is we're getting another game in their usual cycle. 2 years, they're done, and then they take a 2-year break and then drop another game. That's just what they do. So, not a 2-year break. They make a game, and then it lasts about 2 years, and then they make another game. This is the norm. So the fact that so many people are trying to be upset about the norm is really crazy to me. It's like people want a reason to be mad, because this doesn't affect most players. If they cancel this game, if they're done with this game, all that means is there's going to be another Mortal Kombat or another Injustice. That's it. That's all it means. To all the people that are genuinely furious about this, why? It makes absolutely no sense. If the game is canceled, okay, if they're done with the game, you're going to get another Mortal Kombat or another Injustice. So why are so many people mad? The only people that genuinely have a right to be mad are the people that choose to play the game competitively in tournaments and all that stuff. And that makes up less than 1% of the community. So what is this big, echo in the community that everyone's mad about this, when this only affects people that try to play the game competitively? Which, if you try to play the game competitively at this point, like going offlines and all of this and all of that, that is completely your choice. So again, there's other options to play competitive fighting games. NRS has shown time and time again they do not care about their comp scene. So again, I really don't see any reason anybody should be mad at this information, because at the end of the day, all it means is there is going to be a new Mortal Kombat or a new Injustice, and this game's going to be done, and Ed Boon needs to stop making promises he can't keep. That's all it means. But guess what? If he does it again, oh well, because people are still going to keep buying Mortal Kombat. So I don't get why everyone is acting like it's a big deal, even if the game is finished early, because that would mean they're going on their normal schedule. So that's just what I feel about it. A lot of people are wondering why I haven't made a video on the topic, and I just don't really think it's that important, honestly, because even if it is canceled, that means there's going to be another. They're not going to quit making Mortal Kombat, so that means there's going to be another Mortal Kombat or another Injustice if it isn't canceled. And I mean, if it is canceled, and if it isn't canceled, okay, cool. Cool. I would like to see them continue. I would prefer that they stop making. I would prefer that they try to copy other fighting games cycles and everything and making the game last. I would prefer that, but if they do or don't, cool. Because either way, if they keep continuing the game, I actually want them to see that they can make a game that is perceived well amongst the masses when it comes to fighting games. Because the problem I've noticed with Mortal Kombat is they're not usually given enough time to make their game great. They're not. A lot of people keep looking at this situation and completely blaming NetherRealm. It's not all NetherRealm, it's Warner Bros. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. And these developers know the game don't be finished. These developers know that the game is not ready. They know that they still need to add stuff. They know that they need to put more stuff in the game. But here come the people around that round table like, Jim, why is the game out yet? Look, Bob, we still got to add this. There ain't still no this. There's still not that in the game. It don't matter. The investors are putting pressure on us, man. They're putting pressure. So, I mean, that's how that conversation goes. Because it's obvious now that Warner Brothers is the reason that all of the stuff that's coming out for the game is lackluster, because it keeps being rushed. And there are some people speculating that Warner Brothers wants to make their money back because their other games did so bad, so they're putting it all on Mortal Kombat. And I honestly believe that. Like, Mortal Kombat is getting the, push to have unrealistic expectations. They want Fortnite money out of Mortal Kombat. They want this out of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat ain't gonna give you that. You're not gonna get Fortnite money out of Mortal Kombat. You're gonna get a consistent multi-million-dollar company that can keep selling games every year, but you're not gonna get what you're looking for, Warner Brothers, here. So they have to keep putting half-baked games out year after year to appease the people that lines their pockets, and they choose to do it. They choose to keep putting out a lackluster product, a half-baked product, because they know everyone's watching. Most of the people still watching this video, most people that play Mortal Kombat, that know about Mortal Kombat, are going to buy the game no matter what. And then a lot of people are trying to act like, oh, well, Mortal Kombat didn't sell as well as the last game in this department, and they didn't do this in this department, so that means this, that, and the other. Let me make something freaking clear right now. Mortal Kombat 11 sucked. That game sucked. That game was garbage. Can nobody sit up here and tell me that that game was not garbage? That game, when I was making content on that game, I canceled everything I was doing content creation wise because how bad that game was. I had a whole league going on Twitch called NCL. I was almost at 10K subscribers, but that game was so freaking pissed I could not bear to deal with it anymore. And they kept making empty promises about the game. The game was just terrible. I was done with the game. No one's more convinced than me that Mortal Kombat 11 was a terrible game. But Mortal Kombat 11 did well off the success of MK10. MK10 was an amazing game. And if you ask most people what their favorite game is, they're going to say MK10. MK11 did good off of the success of Mortal Kombat 10. So don't look at MK1 now as like, oh, it's failing in this department. MK11 freaking sucked. So yes, people are still going to buy the game if just because it's Mortal Kombat, but when your last game was very bad, of course they're not going to, be as many sales. Like MK11 was terrible. And time after time again, we just keep getting proof of that, because till this day, shout out Unbearable Skill, and I don't know to still shout out Destroyer because he's been kind of taking a break on it, but those two people kept MK10 alive for years. It's still alive. Mortal Kombat 10 still has a competitive community. MK11 don't. So miss me with that MK11 was good stuff. The few people that say that. I do not want to hear that. So, again, back to the topic at hand. I think this information doesn't affect a lot of people. I think some people are looking for a reason to be mad. And the current state that the game is in gameplay-wise, I don't think it's bad at all. I think the game is in a very good spot gameplay-wise. And NRS just never really has the time to make their game good because they're on to the next quick. If the game continued at this rate they're going now, the game would even be more great. Again, just because I'm saying the game lacks features, this, that, and the other, don't take away from the gameplay. I think the gameplay is great. A lot of people are pissed about the cameos, and I don't get that as well. Well, I do get it. A lot of people who play NRS games do not branch out. Cameos really aren't that big of a deal. I don't see why so many people hate them. Yeah, it's not your traditional Mortal Kombat, and I do agree it should have been a tag game instead of cameos. But either way, they're still here. And but guess what? Guess what? Guess what I'm gonna say. If they put cameos in the next game, still, guess who's still buying the next game? A lot of people still watching this video. So that's just what I think about it. I don't have much to say. Well, I've had much more to say about this because I just think that a lot of people are making this a bigger deal than what it is. If it is or isn't canceled, as long as the game still gets, as long as we still get the Combat Pack 2 completely, then they pretty much fulfilled what they do in their games. And if that surprises you, then if it surprises you that they're not going to make a Combat Pack 3, if they choose not to, I don't know what to tell you. And if they still choose to, great. If they do not choose to, whatever. Because guess what? People still going to buy Mortal Kombat. They will always have that power. So it doesn't matter what they do when it comes to stuff like this. It just doesn't. So that's all I have to say about it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. This was my take on it. Again, I just don't get why so many people are so mad. Besides the fact, if you are tired of the under delivering by Ed Boon, because this is 2 times now. This is 2 times that he said the game is going to get supported longer and it hasn't. And again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I would prefer the game to get supported longer because the game gets compared to Tekken and Street Fighter a lot. And it's really an unfair comparison because those games drop and get supported for like 8 years. And they might start off with bad things about them, but they get a chance to become a very good game by the end of the life cycle. Mortal Kombat don't. It doesn't get that chance. So the comparisons are just unfair, in my opinion. I don't think people should be comparing them as much as they do. But nevertheless, that's just what I think about it. You know, I still am holding out that the game gets supported because I want to see what's going to happen if they actually honor that and what a Mortal Kombat is going to look like balance-wise, features-wise, if they actually get a good amount of time to work on the game. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and Nickopz out. This is my 3rd take making this video now. So, if I mess up, let's see right there, I already messed up. But if I mess up at all in this video, forgive me. Because I'm kind of getting burnt out on this topic. Because this topic, it irritates me. Because a lot of people don't understand what's going on. So let me start off with the intro here. What up, people?